Welcome to Live at the Blue Box, everybody. It is now time. Yeah, you can applaud.
We cleared out the room on that Bill Murray conversation.
Yeah, that was brutal, man.
It's all Martha's picks. I just want to go.
We are now going to do Binge-worthy. And we went different this time, as we always do. And we get to announce what next time's is, too. And that one's even more different.
Very good.
This time, we went with another Netflix show that, so far, most of the stuff we've talked about has been like geeky, sci-fi kind of. We're breaking that form. We went with Grace and Frankie.
Yes.
Or Frankie and Grace. I'm not sure.
No, it's Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. So this is a
Wait,
show.
I want to ask if anyone's seen it.
Has anybody seen this show?
Did
you
you?
guys saw it. Anyone else? No.
Your parents have not?
It is so good. Peg, you should be watching this
Yes.
show.
So
These
this
are your
is
people.
Yeah, these are your people.
I guess you liked it.
Well, here's the deal. We'd see it on Netflix, and it has Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, and
And?
Yes, I'll push my glasses up. Well, hold on. They're on the cover on the Netflix thing. The picture they used turned me off completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The picture they used of the two of them, and I love Lily Tomlin.
Were you
So I
waiting for
would see
Dolly
her.
Parton to show up?
Yes.
That's what I was waiting
Like
for.
it was going to be like an
Yes.
elderly 9 to 5.
That would be that's the
Work at
hours they're
9 to
awake.
9:15.
Yeah,
and
it's
then we're
like
done.
9 in the morning. Yeah.
The hours they're awake and dinner is over.
Yeah.
Those are the times they have to eat within those hours. I'm looking at you, Dad. So the
You get the best
cover
deals,
for
man.
it turned me completely off, and I was like, it's Lily Tomlin, but this looks like it's going to be Murder, She Wrote, only a comedy, and I'm just
No, it's
not
not.
into that.
You didn't say
and
that.
our
It
friend,
should say murder.
right?
She
our
Wrote.
friend Kathy suggested we watch it.
Well, she came and stayed over, and she said, "Oh, have you seen the show yet?" And then turned it on and said,
And
"You
she's
have
like,
to
it's
sit
so
here and
funny. You got to
it."
watch this.
So that was really good that she did that because by the time, I think 2 days later, we had finished the
We binged
entire
it out.
series.
Yeah.
It was so, it just gets better as it goes. Like
Yeah.
it's a little slow in the beginning, but then it just, I loved it. And when
No.
it ended, I was so sad.
So the people that are in it, let's do that, and then I want you to tell what it's about. Like give a synopsis.
Oh.
But who's in it is Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda.
Yes.
And
Sam Waterston and Martin Sheen.
Sam Waterston, Martin Sheen.
And then they have a lot of people like Craig T. Nelson, and they have cameos and
Yeah.
people that have supporting
Lots
roles.
of little.
They're
parts.
giving work to people who don't
Michael
get...
Gross is in
Yeah,
it.
Michael Gross, and he's awesome in it. But they're
He's
giving
not chasing Tremors, which is a downfall for him.
they're giving roles to people that get ignored. And
Absolutely.
this demographic doesn't get a lot of work, and they are so talented, and it's so good, and it's well written.
Well, either that or like if you had two female leads that were older like this, I mean, no offense, but that is why they're not getting work. That's how it works in Hollywood.
Right.
They would typically put them in a Murder, She Wrote, or they would put them in something that was so homogenized that it's uninteresting.
Yeah, this is edgy. It has just enough.
But it's not edgy like Golden Girls. Like, oh, isn't that edgy? It's not like
No.
that's. I don't
It's
know
not
about you guys.
edgy
That
because
was
they're
crap.
calling it edgy. It actually
No,
is
it
edgy.
actually is
I don't like
really
that.
creative.
This is actually really good stuff.
Well, it
Yeah.
covers a lot of ground
Yeah.
with the premise of the,
Yes,
of the
it
show.
does.
There's a lot going on there and a lot of unexpected things. Plus the kids.
Oh my
Brooklyn
gosh, they
Decker's
are
fantastic.
hysterical.
Ethan Embry,
Fantastic.
He's
And that-
unbelievable.
and
I
the-
just think of him as Mark because he was in that movie Empire Records where he plays like a
I
little
kept
stoner
thinking,
kid.
what
Yeah,
was
yeah.
he from? He
He's
reminded
in a
me
lot
of
of
somebody.
things.
The
one
one sister.
daughter kills me. The blonde who took over for Jane Fonda in
She
the company.
is
Yeah.
so funny in
Oh
this show.
my God, when she's trying to date,
and we don't know her name.
no, it doesn't matter. They're just awesome. All the kids are
Bill Murray.
fantastic, and
Gene Hackman? No?
and there is one of the most amazing birth scenes I've ever seen in any movie.
Oh my gosh, the birth scene is amazing.
We're just going to leave it at that.
I know. I want to say the
But you
quote
need
from the
to
birth
watch-
scene, but we can't say it.
You need to watch and get to that point.
If we said the quote, it would completely
It would ruin it, so we
ruin
can't
it.
say
It's
But anyway.
amazing.
But,
So give
but
the synopsis.
the premise of the show is that Jane Fonda and Martin Sheen are married. They've been married for a long time. Lily Tomlin and Sam Waterston, and they the two men were business partners for 40 years. They were divorce attorneys together, and they had their own practice. And the women didn't really get along, but they kind of all had to deal with it for 40 years. And it turned out that the two men had been having a 20-year affair, and then they wanted to leave and go get married. And so the two women were left having to live together in the beach house while they sorted out all of the properties and everything. And
Jane Fonda is the prim and proper, like Martha Stewart-y type, and Lily Tomlin is Lily Tomlin.
She's like a hippie. she's quirky and flighty and awesome, and
she is so
and Jane
good
Fonda's
in this
really
role.
good in this. Jane Fonda's
they're
very
both
good.
excellent in it. But Lily Tomlin, like the whole time, the one thing that I took away was I just kept saying, "Oh my gosh, I feel like we've wasted so much time not having Lily Tomlin in stuff."
Yeah,
because she was so fun to watch.
Yeah, she was. But it seemed to me like they were playing themselves, which didn't excite me as much. Although they were very good and very engaging and I liked it. It was very much like these are roles that they have played before.
Okay.
To me, it seemed like that because Lily Tomlin has always kind of played the zany, free spirit, and Jane Fonda's always played the prim and proper. Everything is uptight. I mean, look at Newsroom. It's the same exact kind of person.
For Jane Fonda, yes, it was. I mean, it was the same character she was in On Golden Pond. It was the same character. It wasn't Barbarella, though.
No, exactly.
But yeah, it is. But she was so good in it. Mm-hmm. Martin Sheen was surprising because he just went for this role and was. I believed he was that character.
He's a jerk.
Oh, he was the worst. He was the worst.
I can't stand him.
Did you like him in it?
No.
The actor.
Every
as an
time
actor,
he's
he
on,
was
I'm
great,
like, I hate him so much. But I love Sam Waterston.
Was the opposite.
Right.
I adore Sam
Well,
Waterston
he's got some
in
eyebrows,
it. I
though, doesn't
adore
he?
him, and
Attack
I love
eyebrows.
I love that he doesn't. He has guilt around it. He has feelings for her still. He has all of these things. He's like, I don't want to lose you, but I need to pursue this. And so, they still call each other and want to still keep up certain traditions.
They're friends, but
and
they're not intimate anymore.
But I
But
love
that was what was
that.
great in the beginning when it blew up. It blew up. Mm-hmm. They weren't friends.
No.
It was like,
well, no,
boom.
He wanted to be. She did not.
But as it went on, they never became like friends.
Right.
It's like it was so well written.
But what I like about it is it elevated it from the typical sitcom and what you would expect to get with the storyline to them going through all the different feelings and watching the kids experience it and how they're all handling it, and it's not just your typical trite storyline. Like it's so well done and it's so believable, and with him and Lily and you just kind of go, like you just feel for them all, and you don't see anybody. They don't just go, okay, they're the bad guys, and they're gonna gang up, and everybody hates each other, and they're going, I still love you. Like those 40 years haven't gone away. It's just that I don't.
It
know
could have
what
very
to do.
easily slipped into, and this is to their credit. It could have been. The premise sounds very much like it could be a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you go.
It's far from that.
But the level of writing, the level of acting, it was nowhere near a Lifetime movie.
No.
It was. I really enjoyed it. And when I heard the premise and saw that picture for the cover art, I had the opposite reaction. I thought, man, I'm not going to make it through this. And when Kathy suggested, I thought, we'll watch it tonight while she's here, and then we'll go right back to watching something I want to watch. But
then
it was great.
You ended up wanting to watch
I'd
it.
at least try.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We loved it. We watched several episodes that first night with her, and then after she left, we just went right through. It was like, how many? And every time
we
we'd go,
binged it.
put on another one. Put on another. I mean, we were
binged it.
just.
And I will say
loved
that
the
the way it
characters.
ends, if it has been renewed for a second season. Spoiler alert, it's been renewed.
Yes.
The way it ends, it does end on a bit of a cliffhanger. Like you could say like, whoa,
right?
What's going to happen? But if it had ended there, I would be satisfied the way it ended. because it did resolve the essential story elements, and then it introduced stuff that was really like the story goes on.
Right.
And I could live with that. Not every story has to have a beginning, middle, end, done.
Sure.
And they don't all have to have a cliffhanger that drives you into the next season.
Right.
This was more like real life. When it got to that ending, you knew that life continued.
And I didn't
But
want
I'm
them to go. I was like,
dying to know what happened.
I didn't want to leave them. I was like, I want to stay here. I love them.
I want
love
Lily
the
Tomlin to
families.
move in.
I don't. I just
She
want
was
them
so
all.
awesome.
Can they
No,
all
no,
move
trust
in?
me, no, you
Except
don't.
For,
No.
I don't want Martin Sheen. But
All that pot smoke smell.
But I loved. It was. By the time it ended, I was so sad. I was like, I want to stay with them. I want to be in their house. I want to watch. I just kept wanting to immerse myself more in their stories. But Lily Tomlin was also nominated for an Emmy for this role.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's good. I didn't know that.
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a great job.
And it
And
first
you-
aired May 8th of this year, of 2015. So it's a new, and it all landed at once because it's a Netflix exclusive. So it all lands on the same day. So you can binge it right from the beginning. There's 13 episodes.
Right.
Yeah. Now,
it's not
Chris,
too
you said
long.
something interesting when you were saying that Lily Tomlin has been this character before. As you've been saying that, I'm sitting here kind of processing it, and I'm thinking of things I've seen her in,
I don't
and I
think
would
she's
say
been
no,
this character.
but now I think you're right in one respect.
What?
You mentioned 9 to 5. If you think of her character in 9 to 5, and it's 30-some years later,
That's her.
that's her. That is that character. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like we're rehashing. It's like I can see
Sure.
a line there that I didn't see when we were watching it, but now that you say it, but really
Incredible
she didn't-
shrinking woman.
you
Not
know what?
the
I was
same
going to say
character.
that. It was
No,
not this.
but-
You're making fun. I love that movie,
know,
and
I
she was
love
great in that movie.
Right.
Not the same
She
character.
rides a gorilla who's riding a skateboard. That is amazing.
5 stars.
Yes.
Of shame.
If only
What?
Billy Barty and Godzilla had shown up in it.
That's right. It would have been it.
Yes.
See,
Yes.
I watched it. I enjoyed it. I didn't binge it the way you guys did because I had a lot of trouble watching more than an episode or two at a time. I don't think I could get over that initial hump, and it's not that I discounted it because of the whole 9 to 5 kind of thing. Because I didn't. I just looked it up on Netflix, pressed play, and started going.
Right.
This is weird. I liked each of the actors. I liked them all very much. I think they're all very talented. I liked them. I liked their roles. I liked the story. Altogether, it didn't flow for me.
It just
And
didn't connect that way
It
for
seemed
you.
disjointed in the story between the two girls and the two guys. It got disjointed in there somehow where I didn't quite know how it fit in. And then the couple's relationship didn't fit as well with the other parts of the story. So there were 4 really good stories that didn't seem
They
to
didn't
fit
gel
into,
for you.
They didn't
quite
gel
right.
for me.
Which is interesting, and it might be how you watched it.
Right.
Us watching it the way we did, I feel it gelled very
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
And in fact, I found myself because they focus on the kids too.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself during those scenes looking forward to what was happening, like, what are these characters doing now? What are
Sure.
these characters doing now? And I don't usually do that. I'm usually more in the moment. But like when we had a scene, and it wasn't like I was like wanting out of things.
Right.
It just gelled to me where I'm like, if we see Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda having a scene, I was wondering about the husbands.
Right.
I was wondering about the kids. I wanted to know what Coyote was up to every minute
Yes,
of that
I
show.
love him.
Oh, yeah.
He was so great.
And what was the
I don't
other
know the other
brother's
brother's
name?
name because it's some weird
Yeah.
like African
They all
name.
have
Right.
they all have
And they are
interesting names.
2 brothers that are adopted by Lily Tomlin and Sam Watterson. And
one
they
is
kept his name as like
African-American and one is
Dingal
Cocky.
Lalo or something.
Yeah.
And the other one is Coyote because they're hippies. It was so great.
And
was
they're
so
awesome.
funny.
I love them. I
Well,
love them so much.
There was, and then the daughters couldn't be more alike and so different in the same.
Yeah, oh, they're
Right.
so
in the same-
different.
They're so different, but they are.
Yeah.
You can tell that they're cut from the same
Yes.
exact cloth. Like
You know
they're
what?
uptight, but they're not.
Yes.
One's like everything has to be planned, and the other's like plans everything but doesn't
She can't function.
She can't function. Yeah.
But she owns this multi-million-dollar cosmetics company, and
she's good at it, but
to
she's
date.
a train wreck.
Right.
Oh my gosh, when she's trying, I die. I can't even.
And they're like, well, why are they having me do this
So
stuff?
funny.
One of the
scene
greatest.
in the beginning, like the first or second, maybe the third show where Ethan
Don't give
Embry,
too much away.
Well, I'm saying the brother tells Ethan Embry, Coyote, to go check up on Mom because everybody else is too busy doing something else.
Right.
And none of them check on Mom, and they're all like arguing between each other because they've known each other for 40 years. They grew up together. And they're like, well, who's supposed to check on Mom? Number one, they're not even there to check on. And then the parents walk up and are like, what are you doing here? Well, we're here to check up on you. And they're like, we don't need to be checked up on. Yeah. But they do need to be checked up on. It's like the full circle of life.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I want to highlight a moment with that daughter. I wish I knew who she was. The blonde daughter.
Do you remember her name?
She adopts a dog.
Oh my gosh, the dog.
When she adopts this dog, she's doing it for companionship, doing it for friendship. It is one of the best things of the series to me.
Because she's just so dysfunctional.
Right. I mean, immediately.
And she's like, love me. What's
like,
wrong with
the
it?
dog's not
What's
coming
it
to me.
doing? Oh
Why aren't
my
you up on me? I want to send it back.
It is so
to me,
funny.
it was so great. Maybe because we just adopted 2 kittens at the same time, so I was like equating
and
that.
maybe because I have those tendencies.
But could you not picture the dysfunctional daughter of Jane Fonda being that exact person?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
You see, it's like the kids are the the split of the parents because
now
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah, absolutely. I really, and there's also another thing. We did get some resolution to the Brooklyn Decker and Coyote story,
Right.
but really, there's another whole story
there's
there.
a story.
Now that we're talking about it, I'm like, wait a minute.
There's a lot of stories.
There's because there's
and
a
Casper
story
Van
that happened
Diem
with
is
him.
in it, right? Isn't that his name?
Yeah, he's Brooklyn Decker's
her
husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Were you waiting for the slugs to come? Yeah. I was waiting for Neil Patrick Harris to show up and Denise Richards. It would be great.
That'll be in season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and by then Denise Richards will be old enough to be on this cast. Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Yeah. That was me.
She's the same age as the other ones, aren't?
No, I know.
So
she
why
was married
don't
to
we-
Charlie Sheen.
Why don't we?
What if Charlie Sheen shows up? I
What
hope
if
he
they
doesn't.
show up?
No.
That would be great.
No, that would be the worst. Now I'm no longer interested.
They're from The Mistress.
Or you know, it'd be better if Lily Tomlin's husband.
Sam Waterston.
Oh
No.
the singer. It's like Lyle Lovett or something.
No,
but it's a singer guy like
no,
that.
it's one we love.
Keith
I just
Richards
lost
or
his name.
somebody.
It's a
Waltzing Matilda. I love him.
That was a good impression.
Molly, do you remember the guy who sings Waltzing Matilda with the deep voice? What's his name? Tom Waits.
Tom Waits. Tell me
Now,
that wasn't
if
a good
Tom Waits
impression.
would come
Internet, tell
on-
me that was a good impression. I did it. Success. All right.
Yeah.
Because
I
of my
just couldn't
impression.
remember
Thank
his
you.
name. I was totally blanking.
But you knew it. See? I win.
All right, well, let's vote.
Binge-worthy. Time to vote. Oh, did we get the daughter's name? You got it? Ethan Embry.
June Diane Raphael plays Brianna.
What's her name?
Brianna.
Brianna.
She was great.
Oh, she's unbelievable.
She's
really
my
favorite.
funny.
Every time she was
now,
on, I would die.
you guys saw it. Did you guys like it as much as Martha and I, or?
Oh, she left. Wait for her to come back. Oh,
TV
okay,
goes
so
at a
you're
regular
missing
speed,
You're
Scott.
missing the best part. You got to keep going. You got to get to the
TV
birth
shows
scene.
at the same speed no matter who's watching it.
Yeah.
I know you said she was watching at a faster speed, but if you were in the room, you did see it at the same speed.
She watches it
if
fast
not,
forwarding.
did it smell like almonds because you may have been having a stroke?
Wow. That's the problem.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. Well, we'll wait for her. Okay,
See,
but
I
let's
did that
go
with
ahead and
Walk-
vote.
He goes to sleep at night.
I did that at Walking
That's
Dead.
odd.
I watched the whole first season in one sitting and then told Kathleen I only watched the first 2 shows.
Now she knows.
No, she doesn't pay attention.
She doesn't-
It's like you. She doesn't pay attention
Yeah.
to anything Chris does.
Okay.
I
so
told her that already,
What,
so.
what do you?
So we're going to vote?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, so
And
we
then
have our
we'll ask-
criteria
we'll
we have
ask
to go
Megan
through.
after.
Yes.
I am absolutely calling it a binge-worthy.
Binge-worthy.
I am calling it, and I'm saying binge
Go
it.
home
Don't
right
spread it
now.
out. 'Cause
No,
I think,
after our show's
But I
over.
think spreading it out is why Chris didn't connect the way we did.
Watch it fast.
I think watching it, if it's almost a movie, I was more immersed in it.
It didn't catch me like that, though. I don't know. I just couldn't get around. I thought it was rehashed material, and it wasn't, but it seemed like to me like it was just any of those kind of situations that I hate to say that they put an older cast in. It didn't seem that fresh to me, even though it was, like I said, I liked all of the pieces. I didn't like it as a whole, and I don't know why.
Okay.
So
Maybe it's
what
just me.
what is
I'd
rating?
say watch it, but I don't know if I'd.
So you're not calling it binge-worthy, but you're saying watch.
Worth
I'd say
the
watch it. It's worth the watch, absolutely.
Worth the
Okay.
watch.
So we have one worth the watch and two absolute binge-worthy.
And
Go
binge
home
it.
and binge the heck.
Yeah.
Megan?
Well, Megan can binge
I'm gonna
it.
put
Scott will
you on
be
the
asleep.
spot a little bit. But could you just tell me what you thought? Do you think binge-worthy? Is it really? Did you think it was
It's
as
definitely
funny as we
go
thought it
through it.
was?
Yeah.
All right, Megan
There we
says
go.
binge-worthy.
So
It's really
that's
great.
binge-worthy.
And I'm also going to say, because that cover makes it look like a Lifetime show. It's not.
Give it a chance. It's
and
really
for guys,
fun.
because
Oh,
that's the
it's
kind of
so
thing that
good.
turns guys off. It's like when you look at Expendables for like Martha, she looks at it, she's like, it's not really connecting necessarily. That's how the cover looked. Get over it, guys. Watching it, I thought it was really great.
Yeah, Peg,
but
have
it's not-
George
to
watch
you,
it
not
with you
binge.
because he'll like it.
He won't know what's going on, but he'll like it. All right.
It didn't connect with me.
He's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, Sam Waterston
He is absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you believed it.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, sure.
And he is brilliant, and I
Yeah.
love his range of character because you see that he's so torn. You just see that
It's so
this
believable.
kills him that he's hurting her, but yet he can't stay.
But that
know.
relationship is just different.
No.
They're lifelong friends, and they're still friends. But
Yes.
he's just different, and it's not an either or. It's a in addition to, and you've talked about
I'm
that.
not going to give it away, but the episode that flashes back, where we see 3 years earlier.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that talk about Sam
You haven't
Waterston.
gotten there yet,
it
probably.
fleshes it out. I think that was a real
Yeah.
high point because it went from like you're enjoying the story and things are moving forward and you're like into it. Then you see this and it changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to tell you why, but it changed everything for me. I loved it.
Yeah.
You loved it.
I loved it.
You're ready for season 2.
I want to go home and watch it right now.
Yeah.
Like it ended and I wanted to start over. And
And
I am not like that. I do not
No,
rewatch shows.
So
I
like
love
Sense8?
Orange is the New Black. I love all these shows,
Yeah.
but I do not rewatch them. I watch them once and I'm done. This show was like it's like a sweater. I
Sure.
just wanted to
Yeah,
wrap like a cozy
it felt
blanket.
so real.
To go back, like we watched Sense8. I've rewatched it since we watched it.
Oh, see,
I'm just
I
like
can't do that.
completely mesmerized by that
Yeah.
show. And
Yeah,
I want,
it is a great
And I want
show.
that show to continue
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Lots of different
And
ways.
this one to me was
Well, that's
just
good.
it ended and I was just like, no, I wanted to be hanging out
You
with
know
them
what?
again tomorrow.
It's
Like, what
funny
do you mean
because
it's
the
over?
other day we were rewatching some of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I felt the same way about that. Like I was surprised how much I loved.
That'll be
and
another
when we went to
binge-worthy.
rewatch it, I was surprised how much I was like, "Oh, this is so good."
Have you guys done that one yet?
Yeah,
All
those
right.
are
We'll
those
do
are
that
both
at a
excellent. We'll do
future
that
one.
at a future one. So
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
So do we go to the audience now? What do we do? Or are we done?
No, we're
came
done.
up
We
with-
already
I think
did.
we're good.
All right, so that's where we are with this. Let's talk about next time the binge worthy we have
this
for
is
next
an
time.
interesting one.
So we don't always do like Netflix series. We're trying to do different things.
Or
we did
TV.
one.
We don't always
right.
do
We did one that was a YouTube show. Well, we as a family have tapped into one that now we want to do as a binge worthy. There is a podcast. Ironically, we
And
like
not
podcasts,
one of ours.
and it's ironically not one of ours. Yes, there. Believe it or not,
There are podcasts that
there
are
are
ours?
like 6 that aren't owned by Southgate Media Group.
6 million. I'm
yes.
sorry. I forgot that word.
So this one, it's called Welcome to Night Vale. It's just finished its 3rd season. So I'm going to say that each season is about 22 episodes, maybe.
Ish.
Maybe 24 episodes.
We're only doing the first season.
Yeah, we're doing the first season. They are about 20 minutes each. And before...
Don't get.
I want everybody to listen. I just want to give a little. I'm not going to tell anything. All I want to say is, I didn't connect on the very first episode. Then somebody suggested we listen, went back, and I connected completely. So if you try it and you go, this isn't for me, try it again. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say whether I think it's binge-worthy. I'm not going to say anything else.
The episodes are about 20 minutes long, so they're not very much to commit to, and you can just keep playing one into the next.
Yes.
And it's very, yeah. So we're doing that. We're not.
If
we're
you
only
want to
a few
listen to it
episodes
and
in.
you want to stay up with us when we're doing binge-worthy, I recommend don't ditch on it in the first episode. Step back, go back and re-listen to it because I think
we
you may
loved
connect
the
to
first
it.
episode. We
Right,
never
you guys
had to
did.
listen.
I
We
had to
connected
listen twice,
immediately.
So there you go. That's all I want to throw out there. I don't want to give anything away. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
That was it. Grace and Frankie. Thank you, Blue Box.